you can see in the background here some boats, and this is Kenny. He's from Lafayette, and you came in today. Lafayette is currently experiencing some water, but you came in today to help rescue people. Explain what you've been doing all day.
Yes, we've been riding around and looking for individuals that need assistance to get to dry land, and we took our boat out and was able to rescue a few people that was stranded and had nowhere to go.
And, I mean, talk about that experience. I mean, when you came upon these people, I mean, how were they reacting? What were they feeling at that point?
They were emotional. They didn't know what to do, where to go, and they had no idea where they were to go. Once we took them to somewhere, but we found out that the Red Cross had the CATS bus, and it was transporting them to shelters and feeding them. So we was able to get them from one location to the location where Red Cross is at, and they were taken care of.
Why come the whole way from Lafayette to do this?
Why not? We from Louisiana. That's what we do. We help each other.
And that's a sentiment we've been hearing a lot. South Louisiana in particular bonds together like none other, especially in these sort of events. And what have you only been at this location all day, or have you been other places as well?
Just this one location all day.
And we should point out that the folks that are heading out, some of them are from Point Capee. These folks are from all over. We saw just a little while ago there was some folks from the Union Parish Sheriff's Office. So far reaches of Louisiana coming together today to lend a hand here in Baton Rouge. Kenny, we appreciate all you and your group have been doing here today. How many people have you rescued?
Right now it was a total of, I think, 6.
Wow.
One elderly and some children.
And for you personally, to be able to reach out a hand and grab these folks and get them to safety, I mean, what's going through your head?
It's a great experience. I feel so sorry for them for losing everything, but for me to be able to come out and help them and do what I can do just to get them to a safe place means the world to me.
Kenny, we appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Stay safe yourself.
You too.
And just to kind of give you a little more context, as he was talking about there, the CATS bus system has been working sort of as a ferry system to get the folks that are stranded. Once they have been retrieved from their homes, they then take them to whatever shelter might be available for them. So we've seen CATS buses going all across the city, both today and earlier days over the weekend. And so it kind of the city coming together in preparedness for what is an emergency. Now, I'm going to let you look back at the water a little more as we explain a little bit about what's been going on. So we've been out riding around trying to get to the Park Forest neighborhood, and I was telling you that about an hour ago. And we have some folks on this boat, I believe, that are coming our way. As you can see, the rescue effort's still underway here. It's been a very long day already, and these folks are coming back. It appears on this boat live, you're watching these people probably getting their first taste of safety in several hours. And if you just take a look down there where those boats are, it's not too deep where we are. Again, putting everything in perspective, it's about a foot or so of water, but down there you can barely see the top of that pickup truck. It's getting over the back of that truck. And so here's some groups possibly that have been waiting all day to be saved. Now, we did talk to one police officer up the street who has kind of been monitoring this throughout the day from BRPD. He told us that he's seen about 40 people come out of this evacuation site. Again, this is acting almost like a boat launch. There's just a lineup of boats behind our camera right now that have been kind of cycling through, going out to rescue people. He's seen about 40 people saved. I want to show you, here's another one that's going out right now. There's Kenny and his group heading out to try to rescue a few more people. But unfortunately, with all of this, BRPD, that officer was telling us that there's probably more out there that are not willing to come and evacuate than there are actually to evacuate. Yeah, folks, if you are capable of getting out, it goes without saying, try to get yourself to safety. There's another police, assumably a police helicopter or possibly the National Guard flying overhead right now as we speak. And we have behind us also a truck trying to navigate a boat out of these waters. But you can see kind of a variety of things going on here, both those going out and those coming back in attempts to save folks. Again, just kind of locate us in case you missed the top of this. We are at the intersection of Airline and Evangeline right now, and this water, as you see it right now, stretches the whole way down to at least South Choctaw, and it appears to get rather deep, several feet of water. Here comes a group coming in right now. Can't really tell if those are folks that have been rescued or folks that were out doing the rescuing. We can only hope that some people have been rescued in this group.
Kevin, if you can hear us.
See the camaraderie, they're giving each other thumbs up. These are people coming together trying to unite, and as Kenny said, here in South Louisiana and here in Louisiana in general, we're in Louisiana. We can come together, we can overcome this if we're all working together, and just that giving spirit of coming an hour and a half or so away from Lafayette, that's just fantastic.
Kevin, if you can hear us, this is Greg back at the station. I think Robert Hollins is who you're with. Have him just do like a complete 360 so we can see that whole area. You're showing us things that are just really will blow a lot of people's minds here to realize that is Airline Highway right there at Evangeline. It's really unbelievable.
Yeah. This is a heavily traveled
it's
section.
extraordinary, Greg. I'm going to get out of the way. I'm about to be in the shot.
A heavily traveled
But you see like the
section.
Town Country Furniture Store underwater.
I mean, it's literally all the way around you.
Yeah, Donna?
Yeah, one thing I'm noticing is that it gets shallow in some spots on Airline Highway. You see where it's coming up to his ankles right now? And some of these boats, as they hit that, they're in deeper water where their motors are vertical, and then all of a sudden they start easing it up because sportsmen know how to handle those shallow places. This is South Louisiana.
Were you out rescuing or were you one of them?
Yes, rescuing.
Would you mind talking to us for a second?
Come out. Yeah.
What's your name, sir?
Mikhail Williams.
And so you've been one of the folks that were out there doing some of the rescuing today?
Yes, sir.
What all have you been seeing?
Very high water everywhere. We've seen water all the way up to people's roofs, actually.
Really?
Seen the 18-wheeler almost covered almost to the top. Cars, only you can see the bottom of a car, maybe at the trunk.
Where are you from?
Exactly, Louisiana.
And so you came down here to just try to lend a hand in all of this?
Yes, sir.
What are you feeling and what are you thinking seeing all of this? And I'm sure you've been through here many times. This is Airline Highway.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, man. Something you don't expect to see every day. But, you know.
Well, I appreciate it. And is there any water where you are right now?
Not at my home, but in Zachary, it was pretty bad.
Plenty there. Well, stay safe. And again, thank you for all your work out there.
No problem.
Thank you, guys.
You know, Kevin, that's just a man that you obviously walked up to and talked to, and that's the best eyewitness you could ever have. That's a man his city is dealing with all kinds of stuff, and he wants to go there and help out people. That's very touching to me. If I might just say so myself.
And it's the same thing with Lafayette. They've been experiencing some weather today as well, and so they're likely going to see some water rising in all of this too. So folks just coming from across the state, from across parishes near and far to try to help. And you can actually, now the sun is coming out. If we've been having some sporadic showers throughout the day, now you can see the sun glistening on the water here in the middle of Airline Highway. And as I was kind of trying to tell you a little earlier, we've been trying to navigate around to get to certain parts of North Baton Rouge that have been affected. And it's just been, we use the word adventure when my photographer and I were out wandering around because you cannot get to certain places. We kept trying different main arteries and then side streets, and all of them have water on top of them. All of them are flooded over in some way, shape, or form. You eventually run into some sort of stream that is overflowing the main roadways, and it's just almost impossible to navigate around here. So it's just really extraordinary.
It develops your ability to ask for a ride. You know, because 9 News doesn't own monster trucks.
You would never think to use a boat in North Baton Rouge.
That's true.
On a serious note, Kevin, you were able to show us something we also haven't seen before, and that's how this water is turning out. And it really is becoming, I don't want to say
right, and it is so mucky and gross that, I mean, we've been talking about this before. If you don't have a tetanus shot and you're walking out here, I mean, there is all sorts of gook, and I mean, you see little particles of trees and leaves and whatnot, but then you also have this sort of oily chemical substance that who knows what all this is, but it's coming up off the asphalt because it's coming from, obviously, stream water is coming up on top of this, so it's just all mixing together. So it can be very dangerous if you are out here and you're barefoot. I mean, even just wandering around in it. This is, I've told these stories before. I was out on some streets. Now, this was albeit out in Livingston, but these kids were like playing in the water, but you don't know what's in this, folks. And so, I mean, it's not playtime. It's not funny. This is rather unsafe water.
Very unsafe, and Kevin, we certainly appreciate it. If you would, and I'm sorry to have you do this again, but just kind of give us a look around again, because I can promise you there are people at home that have traveled that intersection so many times, and it's really puts it in perspective of what we are dealing with.
A reminder, this is Evangeline
and I mean,
just go ahead.
Looking south toward South Choctaw, and it just gets deeper into. I mean, you can barely see that top of that car down a ways by the Mr. Po' Boy restaurant. Just extraordinary. And I mean, he was talking about 18-wheeler completely covered underwater. Just put that in perspective, folks. That's a lot of water. Just simply a lot of water.
Kevin Fry, thank you very much. And unfortunately, you've seen a lot of water in different spots, so some of this probably looks familiar to you, but I can promise you our viewers at home seeing Airline and Evangeline looking like that, it's unbelievable. Thank you so much for bringing us that information. You showed us what the water looked like. You showed us the rescuers. You gave us a very inside look, and all of our people at home are very appreciative of that, just to show us a small part of our poor city and what we're dealing with right now. Thank you, Kevin. We'll check back in with you as soon as we can. Good work.